To it, and of course a lot to come here as morning offering continues, and one of the highlights is a highlight from today's Bishop's Corner, which of course airs right after Say Yes to Life. So you'll hear Bishop Thomas and Ron Miller at 4:30 this afternoon, and one of the questions you'll hear is this one.
We're going to go to Suzanne in Toledo. Dear Bishop, we are excited for Father Dennis Walsh to be named the next Bishop of Davenport, Iowa. I am interested in a summary of the internal process for making this move. Is this something that a priest ever lobbies for? What information is given to the Holy Father? With whom does he receive recommendations in making such a decision? Thanks, Suzanne. Now,
wow, Suzanne, what a question that is.
Now, just for anyone that's listening and doesn't know, you spent 15 years.
15 years.
And were involved in some of these processes. Watch them.
And
right?
it was the foundation of what I did, basically.
All right.
Yeah. So, Suzanne, thank you so much. And with you, all of us rejoice. And, of course, I think this is going to be aired on the 5th of September. Is that right, Ron?
Yes, correct.
And, you know, on the 27th of September, one of our own dear priests and the wonderful pastor of Delphus, Spencer, and Landeck will be ordained and installed as the new Bishop of Davenport. We're so proud of Bishop-elect Dennis Walsh and are absolutely excited, all of us, that one of our own priests has been tapped by the Holy Father to become a bishop of a diocese. So you have indicated you're interested in a summary of the internal process that goes on. So go to the sources, Suzanne. The summary of the process is right in canon law, but specifically look to canons 377, I believe it is. Yes, 377 through 380. The process is not secret. It's not smoke-filled rooms in the darkness of the Vatican. It's a process which goes on all over the world. It's public, and it's governed by canon law. So I don't have time to read all of those things, but I can share with you that. What information is given to the Holy Father? It's the information fundamentally, Suzanne, that is collected by the nuncio through inquiries among the Catholic faithful about individual bishops who may or may not have been recommended by their own ordinary and the bishops of the province. All that information is sent to the nuncio, the papal representative. He decides to put a list of 3 priests on a terna, that means 3, and then he sends that and all the documentation to the Holy See. And Ron alluded, I sat at the desk that would examine all of that, and then all of that is presented by one cardinal member to about 25 cardinal members who discuss the case, and they too make a recommendation. And all of that documentation, Suzanne, goes into the Holy Father, who personally reviews it with the prefect, and he personally chooses whom he believes the Holy Spirit is encouraging him to choose as the bishop of that diocese. So that's the process in a nutshell. And the process is a secret one in the sense that it's confidential. Can you imagine, as a bishop or as a priest, knowing that you were being considered for this? What a temptation to pride that would be. That's why I have to say so many people clearly honored the process, because it was a surprise to everyone, first of all to himself, that Bishop-elect Dennis Walsh was chosen. So that's a statement of profound respect to the people in our diocese who received questionnaires, because clearly they didn't talk about it. Or if they did, they need to go to confession. But the reality is, what a blessing for him to be named. And you say here, is this something a priest ever lobbies for? I sure hope not. And I would hope that if a priest does lobby for it, he's never named a bishop. That would be my attitude. Because I can share with you, if I may, I think we have time, or at least we're pressing the time. Seminarians asked me when I worked there, Suzanne, they said, Monsignor, what kind of priest wants to be a bishop? And it was like the light bulb went on. It was pure Holy Spirit. And I responded, there are only 3 kinds of priests that want to be a bishop. First, a priest who is totally, utterly, completely, and absolutely consumed with himself and his own ego. Second, a priest who is totally, utterly, completely, absolutely mad and out of his mind. And the third is a priest who is totally, completely, utterly, and absolutely consumed with wanting to give up his life and be martyred for Christ and his church. Those are the only three types of priests, I think, who really want to be a bishop, especially in this age.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bishop.
Thanks for the question, Suzanne.
Oh, good question. That and a bunch of others will be featured today.
Yeah, I love his answers. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, you have to be mad, or you have to be totally consumed, or completely, absolutely selfless. I love it. That's fantastic.
Yes, just amazing.